Hi once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 41st U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. We're coming to you live from the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel here in Norfolk, Virginia. This is Friday of U.S. Open week, and this is the day that everybody gets in a position to try to make it to the Final Four tomorrow. We have 4 undefeated players left in the tournament. 2 of them are going to play for you right now. You'll see the other 2 at 6:30 tonight. Before I introduce our players, I want to take another opportunity to say how much we appreciate the ongoing support we've received from our 3 signature sponsors, Aramuth, Simonis, and Diamond. Thank you very much for what you've done to help make the U.S. Open the event that it's become over the years. And also thanks again to the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside for being such gracious hosts for the 2nd year in a row, and we hope for many, many more years to come. With that being said, I now have the pleasure to introduce our 2 competitors for you for this matchup of undefeated players. Our first player is from Taiwan in the Republic of China. He's the 2012 World 8-Ball Champion. Would you kindly welcome CHANG Jun Lin. Thank you very much. And his opponent is from Denton, Texas. He's the 2003 U.S. Open 9-Ball Champion. He's sponsored by Shirts Custom Cues made by Bob Owen out of Wichita, Kansas, and also Club Billiards, also from Wichita, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a warm welcome for Double J, Jeremy Jones. All right, good luck, everybody. Race to 11, rack your own, 40-second shot clock, all ball fouls. I'm now going to send it upstairs to the booth to Moscone Cup captain of Team USA, Mark Wilson, and his co-commentator, Freddie Agnir. Take it away, guys.
Welcome, pool fans. We're coming to you from the Accu-Stats Arena on the waterfront in Norfolk. My name is Mark Wilson, and expert analysis is provided by our special guest, Freddie Agnir. Hello, Freddie, and give us something to look for here.
You know, this is a great matchup here. We got Double J with a resurgence of 2003 U.S. Open champion versus former World 8-Ball champion CHANG Jun Lin. CHANG has been just playing phenomenally, as Double J has, so I expect a fantastic match.
Well, CHANG has won the lag. He'll be breaking race to 11.
We're working with the 3-point must system on the break. Combination of balls down and balls passing into the head string into the balk area has to be 3 or more, else it's a non-conforming break.
Very good, and I think they should add one more stipulation. It should be high tide in Tokyo and just make it a little more complex so no one understands it.
Well, you know, working the rules for the break I think is for the better, and this is the first year at the U.S. Open that we're doing this. So I know there have been some challenges, but there's some strategic play involved here.
CHANG has arrived here by virtue of the fact that he's beaten, let's see here, Brandon Schuff, 11-6. He beat Oi, 11-4, OI. I told him he had to buy a consonant because this is America. He rolls in here with OI as a name. It's the cue ball got loose, hung up.
Got a little loose there. They've been doing the firm cut break with a heavy outside spin, and usually the cue ball's been coming back up table into the kitchen, but he hit it a little bit low, came down, and almost scratched here.
Earlier this week on this very table, CHANG beat Shane Van Boening, the American superstar, 11-4.
Yeah, handed Shane his loss to the B-side.
A superlative match. He brings a composure and mental strength that's unparalleled, even at this level of play.
He's less, I guess you could say, he's not unheralded, but less heralded than his countrymen, but he's already a World 8-Ball champion. And you can see here, he's here in the winner's side with only 4 players left. He's been playing some phenomenal pool.
And just like that shot right there, he made it look simple, but it was good judgment and then supported by great execution.
Yeah, he was hanging in the hole. Double J, very excited to be here, obviously. Back in action. Mm-hmm. We talked about it earlier, Mark, that we haven't seen much of Jeremy. His name hasn't come up all that much, but he's playing as good as I've seen him play in quite a long time.
Yeah, he looks more fit, and he looks into it.
He said he was pretty excited all week. He was really excited to get here. So, pool is the definition of your game, ends up being your physical game and multiplied by your mental game.
Well said. Jeremy glanced over at the shot clock. He didn't want to expire his 40-second extension just yet. Kicked, made a hit. He's left a shot.
It is a 40-second shot clock, 1 extension per rack for each player.
Mm-hmm.
Made a good hit, but not a hanger by any means, but
Mercifully,
certainly.
the cue ball will be heading towards his position zone automatically. That's good news.
1 in the corner. The pink ball, the 4 ball, is next.
Very compact swing is possessed by Chung. I noticed that the other day. Very few things can go wrong. He's much taller than the general Asian player that comes here.
Oh, he's gigantic. I mean, at my height at 5'7", I'm a large in the Philippines. This guy is about an extra large in Taiwan. Great mechanics.
A real tactician, too. He works hard to get the proper angles and is unflustered during the course of play if some type of adversity strikes. Sometimes you see some of our more emotional players, you can simply look at them and see that they're not going to be able to perform at their absolute highest level. Jacked up for a stop shot here, maybe back it up just a little bit.
Just a little bit straight here, but I think he can handle this.
He wanted to stun it away from the 9 ball so that he'd have free access to the top and bottom of the cue ball. We are using all ball fouls.
So you'll see the referee, Kenny Schumann, both our announcer and referee on this, come up close to the players if there looks to be a chance of a ball foul. He doesn't seem to have an issue there, but it feels like he wanted to go a little bit farther back, especially in the first rack.
Right. I think what we're going to see, he's just going to drag the cue ball across the table and let it release from the cushion rather than try to just float over there.
I find shots like this being the first rack sort of sets the whole tone for his game. He's not at the 50-yard line, he's more like at the 40. No problem.
No, he worked the cue ball back and played it in the other corner. Good job there. Nothing but respect and admiration for the contingent that comes over here from China and their performance and attire and behavior. They're really the leaders of the sport nowadays.
Yeah, the Taiwanese players, the Republic of China, the Taiwanese players have structure and organization in their country to teach the young, the youth, about pool. That's why sometimes you see a lot of these players playing about the same style.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chung cashes in that opportunity, leads the match 1-0. Jeremy Jones looks on. Been a hard week, I mean, no, really. Look at here's how Jeremy arrived in this match.
Yeah, there's no shortage of players here.
He beat Alex Pagulain, Daryl Peach, former world champion. Ralph Souquet, former world champion. Hay, 11-8. Earl Strickland, multi-time world champion. And started off, he did not draw one of the few buys. He beat Corey Deuel 11-10 in his opening match. So,
wow.
I mean, Corey Deuel's won this tournament before.
The players list to get through.
Wow. Yeah, that's murderer's row.
But Mark, I mean, this field here is the strongest field I've seen at a U.S. Open. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
Look at the
goodness.
countries that are being represented here.
And Freddie oftentimes joked that it used to be you play the third round here and you might be playing a professional plumber. This is you start off with Corey Deuel as your easy match.
Yeah.
Okay, Chung breaking from the extreme left side of the box, leading 1-0.
You got that ball right this time. Back in the kitchen. Break does conform, but nothing in the holes.
Okay, John.
We're using the Accu-Stats system.
Yeah, that's really seemed to be a good innovation. adds parity and fairness to this and is easy to use.
Feels like a safety here. He wouldn't rear back and fire on this one. Don't hit the 5. And he did, leaving a wide open shot for Chang. I think Jeremy would rather have a much easier shot to start off with.
Yeah. Yeah, he's yet to get untracked. Chung would like to take advantage.
Keep Jeremy in the seat.
And build up some pressure there, too. See how clean and smooth they hit the balls? And look how
Very clean.
soft he struck that. The economy of motion here, which contributes to consistency. Takes his time. He almost seems to be in a trance-like state.
It does, especially when he
right?
stops there like that. The rest of us would have already missed the third ball.
Right. That's true. Put a lot of care and effort.
Got a couple ways to go here. Could just stop this ball, or he could drop back or forward. Said he had all kinds of options. He played the ball actually so perfect. He had too many options.
Well, he stood there and thought it out, what he wanted to do. I like that component of his game. There's nothing willy-nilly, and then we'll see what we get when we get there. And when you get a chance when you're watching it, notice the setup and the compact swing. The elbow stays very stationary, short swings, nice follow-throughs, body's completely still even after impact with the cue ball. That contributes to tremendous accuracy on long, tough shots. Everybody can hold together on these type shots. It's when you get tested under pressure. Do you flinch? Do you jump? And you can say, "Oh, I'm confident. I'm confident." Well, your stroke will reveal what you're really feeling.
Absolutely.
So you can't lie.
It was interesting to see where he was going to go with this 5 ball. He's cut it so that the cue ball's going to the outside, but then he had to hit it with inside to miss the 9-8.
Well, he fell a little thin on this.
Well, it's a good thing he's got some height on him because I think he can get to this now. As I say that, he's reaching for the
Predator Bridge. That's the Predator Bridge. Have you tried it?
I have.
Oh, it's awesome. I love how light and nimble it is. I call it the Bat Bridge because it looks like something Batman would use. But anyway,
it's made right for a bridge as opposed to all of us growing up just grabbing a house stick that has a bridge head on it,
yeah,
right?
That's exactly what I said. It's not an afterthought. This was designed.
It's designed for it.
Overcut
it. It's still going to go in, though.
And the cue ball's going to go in.
Went in.
Well, this is the opportunity that Jeremy needed here to kind of get some opening rack jitters out of the way. There's nothing nicer than coming to the table with a 3 ball out, everything open, ball in hand.
Ball in hand, and the 8 leads to the 9. You don't even have to do anything. You can have to just invent something to go wrong here.
Mm-hmm. Looking out here in the field, I see Corey Deuel's arrived on scene.
I can imagine a lot of his peer U.S. pro players would come out and watch him play. Pretty well liked out in the tour.
He's just a good dude.
Yeah, he really is. That's a good way to say it, Mark.
Yeah.
He is just a good dude. And stop or slide. And he's going to get on the board.
Perfunctory 9 is all that remains from a tie score. 9 ball hits the pocket. 1-1 is our score. Pretty fun week. Freddie, I didn't see you. I guess you've been here all week. But
I got here midweek this week. Got to work too.
Yeah.
Be able to get out here.
Hideous. I know it. I have to work a lot myself, but I always consider, because I chose a life of pro pool, that I took my retirement in my 20s and 30s, and now that I'm out here in my 60s, I got to pay for that,
Right.
So, but I wanted to make sure I got my retirement in.
Excellent.
That was yeah.
Came here for the Hall of Fame dinner. I'm on the Hall of Fame committee.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. What good decisions you made there. Belinda certainly deserving, and Rodney Morris also
Very deserving.
inducted.
There's some players out there that, as I grew up, they were the players, and from a female standpoint, Belinda Bearden was definitely one of them. Belinda Calhoun.
And Belinda
Glenn
Campos, when I
is
knew
winning
her,
it, right?
she was 18 and smoking hot every top player. I didn't draw my ball well enough to even get her eye,
Right,
but
right.
I'm just saying there was a lot of top players that were enamored with Belinda.
Track 3, Mr. Jones breaks.
I guess you heard her speech last night.
I
It was
did.
pretty funny. She said, Jersey Red said, you give Raquel Welch the 6. That would be Jersey Red. And that was Jeremy Jones' mentor. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah. I sort of like that break. Jeremy smashed him hard in like the old days. No cut break on that one unless he accidentally hit it more full. But unfortunately,
He laid
Drive.
into him. It's the first time I've seen it all year.
Push out.
So, when I say all year, I mean all week.
All week. Pushed out to jump shot here.
Wow.
I mean, and I'll tell you, I've seen many of these Taiwanese players playing the jump shot. It's an absolute. It's like a school course that they must take over there because they do it so well.
They said that Wednesday is jump cue day.
Jump cue day, all right.
Yes,
I
and
like
they
it.
have to play every shot with a jump cue. But you can see how adept they are at this. He's
Right.
pushed out to something that he feels he can make,
All right.
and he thought that Jeremy wouldn't execute. So now we'll find out. Height's certainly a help here because it's out in the middle of the
Out in the
table.
middle,
And big hands, too, where he can get a long bridge.
Well, he jumped it pretty easily, but missed the shot. And if this hangs in front of the pocket, which it has, I don't know if Jeremy can hit this straight in or he has to go out the rail a little bit, but he's certainly favored from here to at least make the one ball. As I say that, it looks
Yeah.
like, but now you have to
might-
look at it 3 ways. And
I think he might have to twirl it a little bit
Just
if he
twirl.
were. Yeah. And what that means is curve it a little bit, side spin, slight elevation.
Or just come off the rail and hit it high. As long as you don't go across the table and scratch, it looks like 3 rails around.
No, I think he has to curve it to go rail first even.
Or would he even go first?
But maybe now he's not playing it with side
It looks
spin,
like-
so he can hit it rail
Not only
first.
can he hit it, he just plays position for up table.
Yeah. That's what you had on offer. So don't try to do more than what you actually can get.
He actually had a lot more of that ball than we could see from here. Still came off the rail, but a little bit of a tester here. That's going to slide in.
Gorgeous shot.
Needs one more shot to get in line here. 5 balls in play. You could either just bump it right into the 5 or try to go around it, but the angle is a little bit off. Slow roll this. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go off the.
This is just interesting because there's a lot of judgment. How you
Right.
hit, how thick or thin you hit the pocket makes a difference too.
Right, so there it is. He bumped into the 5, got the 5 ball out of there, and excellent shot.
It was. Yep. Jeremy knew that he was at risk with the 5 ball, but he also knew that as long as he pocketed the object ball, he could defend himself if it did get funny.
If it got to that.
That kind of emboldens you to make a good stroke, where if you're split-minded and worry about the outcome of the other object ball, the secondary object ball, then you can run into real troubles in a hurry.
Stun this over. And it looks like he solved this rack.
Yeah, kind of the hallmark of an experienced player, too, to know to be single-minded about ball pocketing and not worry so much about
Right.
that secondary object ball once you've decided what you're going to attempt to do.
We'll know how Jeremy is feeling mentally if whether or not he starts going to the towel. Once he starts going to the towel, he starts overthinking, I think. He goes to the chalk.
Well, on an adjacent table, Shane Van Boning won a game that
Carom or something, and I went in early.
brought a lot of response from the crowd. He's leading Paggy Lyon now, 6-4. This is quite the international event, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness, it really is. I mean, I know we're calling it the U.S. Open, but this is as strong of a field to call it a World Championship.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing tougher in the world that you could ever go play. And I have to say, the tournament, the U.S. Open, has regained its stature, its lofty stature, as one of the crown jewels of pool.
Absolutely.
It's a little
Just
soft.
bounce off the rail and
Could
he
easily
should be
travel.
okay.
Yeah, he's okay. But you could see him flick his wrist. He was like, "What am I doing? I can go another 1.5 feet here. Would have been easier, but I'll still make this."
He had a big window to land, and I think he landed just on the inside sill.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just to take a lead.
For those of us that notoriously play a bad position, this is a great shot for us. I mean, we just think, "Oh, okay, oh no."
This that really worked on him, didn't it? He was,
Yeah. Double J.
boy, that might be the worst shot he shot all week.
He didn't have the good pause too. I mean,
No.
he hit it just a little tentatively. I think he's watching Chang too much. He needs a little bit more American power on those, just so he gets through the ball and doesn't decelerate to it. Yeah, a gift rack for Chung, and he now leads 2-1. Now you got to let it go. You cannot dwell because
Just keep on going, right?
you don't get that many opportunities, and if you're still dwelling on what's already happened, it can compound itself quite easily and get into the death spiral.
Well, the good news is we have a long way to go here. Race to 11. It's only the fourth game now. Chang leads 2-1. Jeremy gets to sit there and think about that one a little bit.
But he's got to let it go.
Yes,
he's did this before.
Just let it go.
You're totally, you know what you're thinking? My next turn at the table, I'm going to run out. I'm going to run out. I'm going to run out. You got to have that positive framework. You can't be thinking, God, let that slip away. Now it should have been 2-1 me. I'm breaking. Boy, if he breaks and runs out here, that's really going to hurt. God, I hope he scratches on the break. I mean, you can't be thinking negative thoughts.
You're a mind reader, Mark. That's exactly what would be going through my head. I know that.
Well, I think we've all been there.
Last night.
Oh, did you go to the Q Masters? No. Oh, I see.
Because every time I play, it's like that.
You get a chance to go to Q Masters here, it is something else. 75 big tables. They got Wimpy's room. When I first started coming to this, Luther Laster still played in it and played effectively. Yep. Okay, Chung leading off here, rack number 4.
Left side again.
Wing ball made it in, but not directly in. Another ball went in, certainly a regulation break.
Correct. 2 balls went in and out. Anymore, especially with this rule, sort of have to pay attention to the kitchen and watch balls go in as opposed to normally just watching the cue ball, watching the 1 ball, as we have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he might have a sliver of the 1, if anything, but if he does, he plays safety.
Yeah, he probably brush it down to the end rail and let the cue ball come back down table, try to get it in behind the 6 and 9. Distance, rails, and barriers. That's your 3 criteria for defense here. Distance, number 1, get the cue ball or object ball on the rail. Number 2, and behind the blocking ball. Number 3. Yeah.
Playing the 9.
Yeah. Good. Moved it near the pocket.
Well, he's got distance, but...
No blockers, no rails, and no barriers.
Right.
Well, he didn't really want to run into the 9, I'm sure. I think he was trying to come just a
Around
hair
the 9,
thinner.
of course.
Either around it or on the inside of it and have it drop back up off the end rail into the 6 and 9. We left Jeremy just a little something to go after here.
Yeah, I'm sure Jeremy is ecstatic. I mean, he could have been behind something. Instead, he's got a full ball to play from safety on. Or if he was feeling his oats, he'd go and fire this ball like many of us would on a Monday night.
Yeah.
But it's a Friday now, so
Right.
it's all different.
And it's so hard to get to this stage of the U.S. Open. You want to take full advantage of that. Jeremy lets the shot clock wind down, 40-second shot clock. He's on his extension. You get 1 per rack.
I think it has entered in his mind to shoot this 1 ball. Why not?
Well, the issue is, are you going to lock the man down with a safety? It doesn't look like it from long range, so you rather default towards offense if all things are equal. You still could have the opportunity to get a backdoor safety if you play offense. You might be banking at this, to tell you the truth.
And he is banking.
Wow.
Fantastic. It wasn't free.
He played at a speed that it could have gone in 2 cushions, and it could have released from the second cushion and got up along the long rail. Yep. So there were some backdoor safety implications associated with that.
That was a great
confident
shot.
stroke. Mike Duchesne has now entered the arena. He's sitting ringside. Skip and Perry Jones, they come from a long ways away. They're pool fans. They attend the Moscone Cup.
Right.
10 seconds warning.
A little tricky shot here.
Boy, pretty shot. Good job, Jeremy.
He needs a bump. He's good. The 4 ball is sitting in the middle of the table, but I can go 1 rail across. Come back for it.
Jeremy checked out the 6 and the 9 if he wanted to go after a combination at some point. The 9 is not hanging.
Right.
It requires a good shot, which means you'd like to be on angle and close to the 6 when you play it. If you choose to go for a combination. Yeah, he's got some problems there. Should not be bumping your next object ball very often. And that has created some havoc here.
Sure, because just the speed he has to play this now, all these balls, the 8 ball and the down table, the cushions get in the way. You have to go play this around, I think, or if you shoot this one soft, you might lose your stroke. Plus the 6 is not hanging in. It goes easy off the 9, I guess, if you want to do it, but it just creates a little bit of a problem that he didn't have to have.
10 seconds too now. The shot clock winding down 6.
He's made it, so it's the
Good
8.
shot.
Fade the 8.
Good shot. Wow.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Oh, world class there. They come around the 8 from there, that thin hit, and then get perfect. This is where you need to be if you want to play the combination. I think that's what he's going to play, too, because the 9 is hanging over the pocket just enough.
The only problem that ever comes up is that you have actually a good chance at either way. Duffing it halfway is no good, but that's no issue for Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, our score is now tied, 2 games apiece. That was good. That was good out there, and I'm glad that Jeremy got through that rack. So it foretells a great match is coming.
Sure.
You know, as opposed to possible runaway and disappointment. So.
For Jeremy, his next rack where needs to be a little cleaner to get him even right back into 100%.
Confidence, that's right. Yeah, after giving away the 9 ball, you know, life is much better now. Ken Schumann going to have to do some maintenance here, as Jeremy loves to distribute powder throughout the match. He's a powder.
That's right. Likes to go to the table with the powder, and there's powder in his towel.
Right. You use enough powder, you don't even have to shower while you're here. It's great.
He'll be dry.
No, but you play in Houston, you will learn to use powder.
Right.
Where do you hail from? Is it New Orleans?
No. I'm from Massachusetts, but I've just moved to California from Florida, so I'm just going all over the place.
Oh, okay.
I just finally moved to the area that I've wanted to live in many, many years, for decades now, San Diego.
Oh, awesome.
So we're having a good time there. But I lived in Florida for the past 5 years, and yeah, you need a little bit more than powder.
Oh, where at in Florida?
St. Pete.
St. Pete. That's where I bought my 5x10 pool table many years ago that I still have, and it will not be for sale again until I'm expired. San Diego's a great spot. I love Coronado.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
All right, double J. Extreme edge of the right-hand side of the box.
Side of the box.
6 ball on the wing. He crushed him again.
He's going for almost the straight break as opposed to the cut break.
And he's going to be rewarded with a shot on the 1.
Many of the newer players to this game may not realize that in 9 ball, we used to actually hit them hard, straight on.
Yeah.
The late Tony Allen put every piece of his body into the break. Some people can't believe that it used to be like that.
You know, that was Johnny Archer's best friend. Johnny had that same type of break.
Needs an angle. I think he's there.
He can also go rail first with this because the 4-ball helps.
4-ball makes that pocket huge, and he just needs to get to the center of the table for the 3-ball, the red ball, which he just pointed at.
You know, I really think he is going to play this rail first off the 4.
Yeah, the only thing he's got to guard against to make sure the 4 doesn't get somewhere bad. And he did play it off the 4.
No, I thought the object ball would hit the rail first. He went ball first.
He went ball first.
Well, anyway.
He's raised his hand up here. He's got a window between the 9 and 8 if he wants to kind of stop it there. But if he decides to draw it out, which I think most of us would, he's playing for a tougher cut no matter what. Unless he wants to spin this with inside and go to the bottom rail, which makes this shot much tougher. In that one hand gesture, that's what he was thinking.
Yes, that absolves you. Once you put your palms up, you're absolved of any wrongdoing whatsoever. You've now casted away. The best that your opponent can do is break even.
He did go to inside down table perfectly.
Yeah, he worked the cue ball nice and close here. Now he can get right back in line. This would be just like what you said. One good clean rack here to get your confidence back up and
right
really
up to that 100%.
Assert yourself.
For the side pocket here, not a bad idea.
Doesn't need much to get the 7. He was going to check out his line. He wants just an easy transfer to the 8. He's got that. He can just move the cue ball a few inches ahead. Got the 7 back.
This is the methodical double J that we've all seen when he won the championship in 2003. He's got 40 seconds. He's going to use 30 every single time.
Nice angle there.
Well, and as soon as I said that, he's only going to use 15.
Well, this is relatively straightforward. One would hope it wouldn't take a whole lot of time.
As you can see there, Jeremy went to the sandpaper. He went to the chalk, the talc.
Oh, yes. He has a lot of accoutrements that he brings to it. A lot of guys bring jump cues and stuff. Jeremy, he's got power towels, different towels, sandpaper, tip tappers.
This is what we call the extreme pre-shot routine. Right to the sandpaper, right to the talc. Look up at the clock. Wants to get perfect, which is what he needed to do.
Yeah.
On the other 9-ball, and I'm sure from now on out it'll be that same routine.
And this was a very, very important break and run out for Jeremy Jones. He's let Chung know that he's here to play, and even though he missed the 9, that's all he raced now. He's got his full speed. You know, we got to send a big shout out to our man, Scott Frost, listening in from Phoenix. He's a busy guy.
Scott was watching last night's match.
He's watching right now. He sent us a text. Said he loves the way you broadcast.
Scott and I did a match together many, many years ago in Las Vegas. He said it was one of the toughest things he's ever done in pool.
Oh, he's become an accomplished commentator himself.
Commentator.
Yeah, I've worked with him a couple times at the Derby. I love it. He brings a little fresh insight and a good spirit to the booth.
Game number 5 here. Coming up to you live from the Accu-Stats Arena in Norfolk, Virginia, 2016 U.S. Open 9-ball championship.
Well, Chung knows he's in the match now. So.
Somebody has joined the race and eked out to a lead.
Jones breaks, leads 3-2.
I like the way Jeremy's breaking, too, in terms of he's really squaring them up and the cue ball's dying right away, so you know he's hitting the dead center of the cue ball.
It does feel like he's actually trying to squat the ball, and he's kind of lost it a bit to the right. I don't think he's trying to do a firm cut break. I don't think so, but we'll see if he tries that again, if he does it again, because the side pocket is in play if he keeps on breaking like that. But made a ball last time and got the easy out.
Look at that big bridge he's got out there. It looks like an octopus laying on the table.
See, there's side pocket in play, but
good power. Got something.
Made a ball.
Legal break.
Easily made the 3-point rule, the conforming break.
Yes, regulation.
The regulation for U.S. Open 2016 regulation 3-point must system break. It's a mouthful.
It is. I still rather do that than call it illegal break.
No, yeah, the illegal is not like it's illegal. There's a choice there. No, nobody's getting kicked out for it.
I think it's more the image it portrays. And look at these pool players here. They're already doing something illegal here to start the game. That's the part I detest. We're trying to shed that image altogether. And I think when you see pool played at this level, it's much different than what people think. You know, this is not something that you eat 2 chili dogs and smoke a couple cigarettes and do while we drink. This is a sport. Good decision and good execution there.
Mark, if I can't have my chili dogs and have a drink while playing this, I might have to quit this game.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Okay.
We still want you. It's the other guys.
It's the other guys, the professionals. Well, he took what he had with one ball. Had to just cinch it in, really. The cue ball had to go up and down the table like this. Has a little bit of a tough cut, but 5 balls in play. Getting around the 5, suddenly he starts to run out of position to go to, so he may have to hit this couple of rails around or hit it slower. The 5 ball's definitely in play here. What do you like here, Mark? You just go back and forth and...
Yeah, that's what he lined up with his cue. He's economy of travel.
Fade the 8. And he missed the 8 by 2 hairs.
Well, he wanted to make sure he missed that side pocket, so he went a little closer to the 8. But I love his confidence. Taking a little bit longer shot, but a conservative approach, not missing balls. You know, the deciding factor in these matches with good players is who makes the most unforced errors.
Right.
And Jeremy's trying to minimize his exposure to unforced errors.
Every shot is interesting here. You know, holding it up with inside is got its own problems, and drawing it to the rail and out is probably the right play, but he has to hit it slow with outside.
Boy, he's playing well.
Beautiful.
He's making it look that simple, and the balls don't naturally want to go to these locations, so you have to manipulate them.
Anytime you have to hit them slow like that, for the rest of us, you know, losing your stroke happens when you hit slow or when you hit fast. I like to tell my guys to try to hit it at medium natural speed as many times as you can, keep it in the middle of the bell curve, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's why in training, you know, you have to exploit that, because your default is to not do that because you look bad.
Right.
But absolutely, it's an imperative tool that you have. Important tool. Drew back, but not. Well, I think he's okay. He can come around and play the 7 right in the same side.
Same side pocket,
yeah.
And that's where he pointed to. This shot here is one of those standard shots that if you just hit this with follow, you'll scratch in the upper left pocket as you view it. So don't do that.
No, that's right.
Just
yeah,
don't do that.
He's taking it. He's going to take that completely out of the equation, even at the risk of not getting ideal position. He's not going to let the cue ball scratch for sure.
3 rails, diamond to diamond, straight to the 7.
He wants to get released from the rail. He tried to encourage it.
Pretty nice deal. He leaned back, so the whole world leaned back with him.
I guess that works.
It must. We all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't call it body English for nothing.
Little off angle. He shows a little jitters, but that's good. He's kind of releasing the tension from his body. He can easily handle this. He wants to go dig down a little bit low, a little bit right. Just 1 cushion position.
Pretty shot from the above angle.
No, 2 cushion position. I'm sorry. Well done.
Yeah, once he started hitting low, he was definitely drawing with outside English. Stop shot on the 9. That's how you like it.
Okay, nice recovery, Double J, from that missed 9 ball. He now leads the match 4 games to 2.
Well, he's in a little bit of a mini package here.
I like the way he's breaking. I like his tempo around the table, and he seems very, very confident. He had that one hiccup where he missed the 9 ball with just a little bit of a hint of a decelerating stroke in it. You know what it appeared to me like? Chung hits the ball so soft that Jeremy was going to show that he could do that too. And it kind of had that same style, because that's not, he normally hits that just with a little more pace.
Right.
When I watch him. I remember I would be playing in tournaments and Efren would be dominant, and all of a sudden I looked over and here's Dallas West playing Efren trying to do an Efren stroke. I'm like,
that's
what
not
are
your
you doing?
stroke.
Yeah. And naturally, Efren is the master of his technique, and Dallas was not, so you can imagine how that resulted. Let's look over and see what Shane Van Boney's doing over there. He's operating at 8-5 in front of Pagulayan. But jumping? And no, what's he doing?
Looks like he's just
Pushing out. Pushing out, okay. We don't have the best vantage point on that, but we will keep you apprised of the score best we can. It's quickly passed back by Alex. He doesn't even bother to get out of his chair. So
4-2 so far in our match. Jeremy Jones breaking very well. He has been close to scratching on his break. So again, I don't know if he's trying to cut it a little bit. Just from the action, it seems like he must be, but you'd think he'd stop that.
well, he's back to the extreme edge of the box. 8-ball on the wing.
There's the side pocket.
Oh.
I mean, he's been flirting with it, so it's not a surprise.
No, when you hit that ball, and this is really why they break from that side, because you take the other side pocket out of play unless you're broken on it, and that means you've grossly mishit it anyway. Right. But if you're just a millimeter off center on that one ball, it always curves towards the side pocket, and 2/3 of the area, or a third of that area, is going to be side pocket. So you scratch. It always falls right in that little vicinity. Now, if you can really hit them hard, you can bounce it back before the curve takes just past it. Now, Chung's going to take advantage of ball in hand because of the way the 2 ball's up and play the 9 with the 6 ball as a safety.
Right.
The primary objective is the 6 ball. The secondary objective is the 9. You got Jones on a foul, and so you definitely want to put him in a lot of bad spot here if you miss the 9, which you expect to do. No,
but you're right. The cue ball is everything here behind the 6 ball. 1 ball will go to the right as we view it from the end of the table to the top as you view it on the screen.
The 3 and the 7's an issue. I mean, this is totally the right play. If he hits this well, he could easily end up with ball in hand and maybe a 3 foul rule in effect here at some point. Oh, he didn't. He didn't
hit it.
Oh, he knew he was going to. Okay.
The 1 ball's coming that way, so.
I would have thought that he would have played to stick the cue ball to the 6 there, more importantly than make the 9.
Take away some of the 1-rail kicks.
Right. Jeremy's going to get right away from him here. And then because of the arrangement of the balls, Jeremy's getting back to the table. Even if he leaves him a shot here, just don't give up ball in hand.
Right. And Jeremy's coming up the table not in desperation move. Of course, he is stuck behind the ball and he has to kick it, but it's not like he's going to be terribly stuck.
Right.
You expect him to hit this ball, and he actually has 3 or 4 different ways to do it. Chung wanted to really stick it on the 6 ball to take away this 1-rail, easy 1-rail long kick. The 1-rail across the side probably would have been there no matter what. But Jeremy could actually go the other way if he ever wanted to just lean over the table and kick one way if he actually wanted to try to make this 1 ball. But he's got 3 or 4 ways to kick this ball.
Making it from this range is not the best idea because it's so low percentage. I think he's more concerned he doesn't want to dislodge balls, and he really doesn't want to get on 2 fouls here. So hit the ball, leave a shot. It's okay. Just don't
move on.
Just don't foul.
He hit it.
He fouled.
Don't foul.
He did foul.
Oh. He didn't hit the rail. Yeah. He hit the rail first.
Anything but that. Well, now this is more of a prudent combination shot right here.
There you go. Because for a lot of reasons, the 3-7 they're tied up, the 2-4 are tied up, and there's really nothing to do here but play this ball, maybe draw back behind or to the rail.
And the quick kill for Chung. He pulls back a game, trails in the match 3-4. Now he's flipping his wrist. I'm not sure what that meant.
Keep it loose. I think he's done that with his arm and his wrist a couple of times.
He's going to use his timeout. Okay, everybody, we're back.
Back after a brief timeout. Chung has just won a game here, so I believe that the score needs to be one of the beads needs to be flicked.
4-3 is our actual score. Play is about ready to recommence.
It's been a little bit of a while since he had broken, so don't know if he remembers what he did last time. He's on the right side as we view it. Left side as he views it.
3 ball on the wing. He did not connect with the 3 ball. The 1 ball didn't find the pocket. We have a regulation break.
It did conform. 3
Okay.
balls did make it.
This is these dicey little situations where the highly skilled player has to learn to defend himself, and they're distasteful. You know, you can lose with it, but you can't win, and it's hard to play well that way.
Push out.
Interesting shot here, Mark, is he could play a safety. He can get a lick of the right side of the 1 ball, but he doesn't want to play safety and make the 6 ball.
Right.
And he's decided to push out to a place where he could get a little bit more control over what he's going to do.
Okay. I'm not sure what he's going to do here either. It wouldn't surprise me if he passed it back because it's just not that easy.
Looks like maybe he can bank it softly and keep behind the 4 ball. There's barely any room for him to hit it.
Okay.
Could rear back and fire. Always like that shot. And he did. Playing in the corner pocket.
What a shot that was.
Bumped
What
the 2, and he's off to the races.
What a shot.
He just snuck a look over there, so it told me that he wants to either play it or have at least 1 ball come over there and the cue ball go around the table.
How good are you when you accept the push out from there? It looks Jeremy.
He only had 2 slivers. If he had 1 sliver, he couldn't possibly shoot that.
Yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible shot. And it's always a disadvantage to push out, but if you lose from your push out, it was a horrible push out. Now, I don't know how critical I could be of that push out. He made an unbelievable shot. Now he fell a little short of the mark here, didn't he?
It looks it. The 4 ball doesn't pass the 6, so it looks like he'd be playing a combination unless he decides to go up table and shoot the 4 ball down table, which is what he's looking at right now. But it looks like he came up short.
Yeah. Well,
As long as he misses the 9 ball, he can go right up table.
He's acting like he can thread in there.
Yeah, just up table.
Okay, what a nice shot that was.
Just
Oh,
enough
boy.
spin, keep it there.
I'm telling you, that's precision and accuracy. You got to hit
Beautiful
the
shot.
pocket proper.
Yeah, if you had ball in hand, you would have put it somewhere close, at least right on that line to begin with.
Man, that was something. That's from a long ways away. He had to bend the cue ball a lot and manufacture the angle to get in there. That was a world-class shot right there.
5 ball, it doesn't look like the 5 ball passes the 9. So I believe he'll be playing it in the side, 5 ball in the side pocket next, or up table. Up table.
All right.
He rolled farther than he needed to, so you're going to see his shot making. You know, when he shoots, it doesn't look like he's taxed by a tough shot. He just goes through the motions of good, solid form.
And I think that is to have the consistency and confidence like that. I think it's a mental thing that you've trained through meditation or some type of a mental process, like Olympic athletes might use. To obtain that degree of focus. There's not one molecule that's lazy about his approach.
Yeah, that looked really, really smooth, completely in control.
And it's exactly the opposite of the way it really is. I'm just saying. You see people twitching, and you'll see pros even jumping up on shots like that.
That's right.
This guy, you could just make a text video or a textbook video of this is how you deliver the cue under pressure. That's what I love about his game. He's unflappable. Now, twice in this very rack, he's allowed, once he got back in line, then he was a little bit errant on his position, which is not characteristic of his game. But it did happen. But his recovery shots here were amazing, and his opening shot was, that's something that would be a highlight reel.
Interestingly enough, he did the same thing here, and he kind of gave a little bit of a grimace. He overdrew a little bit. He should have no problem getting this, but it looks like he overdrew by about a foot, or maybe even more.
Of the slight errors, that's the least amount.
Exactly.
I consider that ideal for me, what he did. Not perfect for him, perfect for me, 100%. routine 9-ball now. That would tie up the score. Someone coughed on his
Right
backswing.
on his backswing.
Yes.
Somebody did it again.
And success. Our score is tied, 4 games apiece. This could be a fun one, Freddie. Talk about the table. Isn't that a beautiful table out there, that Paragon?
This is the Paragon table, and that's what they usually have here at the center table, the TV table for the U.S. Open. It's absolutely gorgeous. Plays about the same as the other diamond tables. I just said about the same. It does play the same. It has the same style pockets, same cushions.
I would love that as a centerpiece of my new home.
Would you trade it for that 10-foot table?
No, I'd have to have both.
You'd have to have both.
I do, yeah. But most interesting, beyond the look, and it is a good-looking table, it doesn't roll off. It's one-piece slate.
All right.
I mean, it's totally fair. It's worthy of world-class pool. It's not like we're running out to Home Depot and get some kind of a thing to fix up the pockets or something like we have in past tournaments. No, really, it's crazy. How could that be allowed? But anyway, it did. It happened. That was not by Diamond Manufacturing, though, I might add. So you throw some Simona's cloth on here, you got the whole package. Aramith balls.
What that was interesting there, that Chang he wanted to take a look before Kenny moved the balls. And I don't know if he's actually going to shoot from here. He is. He said, let's not move this. Let's shoot from here, which would seem strange because it immediately hop off the, it's right next to the Accu-Rack the cue ball is. I have not actually seen that where somebody stopped the referee from moving the balls out of the rack. Mm-hmm. But he was quick to do it. And it looks like he's going to push out.
That will make lifting up the rack a lot easier. So what a courteous player he is, helping out the referee now with a push out.
Land says no, he didn't. I thought it was going to land right on top of the cushion, but he did not. And, this is the style of push out where he's off the cushion, but it's such a blood tester to shoot.
And don't you just feel convinced that he would shoot offense from here if he gets put back in? I know. The shot he took from the push out last time would suggest it would be about twice as hard as this would be. So, and this is super tough, by the way. It's not just make the ball; it's make the ball with enough velocity to get to the 2. And Jeremy's playing it.
Looks like he's jacking up and hit somewhere in the center. Oh, no, he's got a little high there. He just moved a little bit.
The slight elevation really makes this shot play tough. Yeah, he didn't really even threaten the pocket.
Didn't threaten the pocket. That's probably the worst form he's had on any of the strokes so far.
He was afraid to give it back knowing he's going to shoot it, but he also knew that he shot that like, I know I probably won't make it either, but maybe I'll get lucky. Look cool. No, I would have probably played safe. I would have just rubbed it to the right side and drop on the end rail. And if Grady was here broadcasting, he'd say, what an extreme act of cowardice. But nonetheless.
When you're faced with a shot like that, you're supposed to shoot it. Well, that wasn't his best effort here.
Not at all. He's going to have a super thin cut.
Yeah, left-handed. And I haven't seen him shoot left-handed, but I'm thinking that if he'd do it, he'd twirl the stick around to his left side. His lucky cue.
One thing, tall players rarely are good left-handed, opposite-handed.
Is that right?
Yep, because they don't use it much. The shorter players, they have to become adept at it. I'm not joking. I'm just saying they don't do it, so they usually go to the bridge.
I am the exception to that little tidbit there, as I can't use either the bridge or shoot left-handed.
Well, that too, but that might be why you're used up here.
That's why I'm up here. That's right.
Well, he is going left-handed.
There is the left-handed shot there. Looks like he'll play safe around behind the 7, I suppose. Certainly doesn't want to bank this ball. He doesn't want to bank and make this ball. Pretty good shot.
Yeah.
A long-distance jump shot here.
Well, I don't know about that. You have to launch it over 2 balls. It would be.
It'd be fun. Here he goes. No, he's going to the other things over there.
As long as everybody in the front row has good insurance, that would be fun, right?
Well, Jeremy has to think 3 times about this.
Well, I don't blame him. I don't know what I would do. Is he kicking at it, but you'd almost have to kick safe? Or is he massing at it?
One rail kick, and he's got to make sure he doesn't scratch cross corner.
Well, he could scratch right in the corner there. It's depend upon his angle of approach here and how much draw it has when he hits.
Yeah, there's that one.
Wow.
Scratch someplace.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that's got scratch implications.
All over it.
I thought maybe he'd go soft masse, or he might go rail first and kind of try to play like a one pocket, just speed, and just hope that they arrange themselves awkwardly. But no, because there's
That's
not
what
going
else
to
you
be.
can do, right? There was
right?
it was a great safety.
He didn't feel it, so.
Yeah. 6 ball does go in both pockets. So you can slide down behind the 8, or go through the 8 and 9, or underneath the 9. Low right-hand English, so he's sliding below the 8 ball. Perfect.
Yeah, he wanted to get to the rail a little quicker and release
It
from the rail.
started dying his spin did.
He's actually been a little bit off on a couple of his hits here in this last rack or two. Compared to what I'm used to seeing,
You're absolutely right.
there's been a little bit more tactical proficiency here in his previous matches.
It looked like he wanted to let his stroke out there a little bit.
Golly, he's such an accurate ball pocketer, though. Generally, people that possess that super firepower do not play good position, and it's just because they're so used to overwhelming their opponents, they can not work on that part of the game as much.
And we have a couple of great players in mind when you say things like that, and I'd hate to put them out there like that, but let's just say the great late Danny Medina was like that, super firepower, but he had to get out from everywhere.
Oh, yeah, he would scramble. And then, even Rodney Morris, he's worse off if he gets in line. He loses focus. He'll have all the balls laid out there before left, and he'll be in line, and I'll say, well, he's a little bit of trouble here. He's in line, and sure enough, he'll end up banking the ball before he's all done. But he gets out,
Right.
And when he's out of line, if he has 4 hard shots, he gets them almost every time.
Well, this wasn't picture perfect either. He got a little funny on the 8. He had to take what he had and not do too much here, but this is not the shot that the rest of us would want to make a game here in the U.S. Open, but had no problem putting it in the center of the pocket.
This guy
Calmly, with great form, takes the lead.
He's a ball-making machine here. Jung 5, Jones 4.
It's interesting, of these great Taiwanese players, and of course Ko Pin-Yi has been the #1 player in the world before, and he's always on the doorstep, but I think at his best, Fong Pang Chao was the best Taiwanese player I've seen. So cleanly that it never looked like he got out of line.
Yeah.
The stone-faced killer.
What was interesting to me was that there's Ko Pin-Yi and Ko Pin-Chung, his brother, and when Ko Pin-Yi was #1, he lost 3 times to his brother only. No one else could beat him. His brother had his number.
His brother had his number, yeah.
His brother weighs about 85 pounds, doesn't miss a ball for a week at a time. It hits everything super soft, accurate.
I think the most interesting thing between the Ko brothers is the hairstyles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's always changing, different colors, different coiffs. Chang has hairstyle like mine, the #2 razor spacer. I think he uses #3, to tell you the truth.
Went to the cut break. The 8 ball did not fall in. I think we're going to have an illegal break. Is that right?
It will be a non-conforming break.
Okay.
The 1 and 3 made it. The 8 ball not. No balls went down.
The non-regulation break.
Correct. And the rules say that if it's a non-conforming break, there's no push out on the incoming shot. But he does have the choice. The incoming player has the choice of passing it back. Jeremy's not going to pass this back, staring right down the 1 ball. Unfortunately, it's a combination or safe.
playing the one pocket type bank with that by hitting the thin.
That's disappointing for him because he's such a great one pocket player and bank pool player. You would have expected him to have that one ball just hanging in the pocket in the jaws. If he didn't make it, definitely had position on the 2.
Well, it was one of these things where he was kind of perplexed. He was trying to play position on the 2, but then that wouldn't allow the 1 to get away from the corner pocket. Right. He missed it on the proper side by hitting it too thin, but then
it needed to keep on going to keep it on the professional side.
Well, and now you can see the dilemma he's faced with here. He's got Jung back in playing a shot here, and it's a great ball pocketer, so this doesn't figure to be a big problem for him.
It's going to scare the corner pocket, but no problem here. Not a huge round of applause there because he got a little flat. The 3 balls up table, basically hanging, but he's got that slight angle that draw goes the wrong direction and follow heads toward a bunch of balls.
He may just draw back a little bit and try to play for the right angle that he would like to have. If he could just get it over there near the rail where he's at, he would have an angle come around 2 cushions for the 4 ball. He's going
He's
forward.
aiming high, so maybe he's flat enough to get underneath the 9 ball. And he did it.
What a nice shot that was.
Beautiful stroke.
You know to thread past the 9 at warp speed to get enough power with the spin.
Right.
This is someone that plays all day, every day.
Every day.
And willfully. You can't just go through the motions and hit the balls to get this.
He's got to be doing it with purpose.
Yeah.
Every shot with purpose. Oh,
yeah.
What's he doing? He's picking lint?
No, that was a little molecule powder, a remnant from when Jeremy was last at the table. He's erasing all of that. So
Get Jeremy off the table.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, he looked to see if the 4 passes the 5 ball. Feels like you just go 2 rails around here. It lays naturally. But he does go straight for the 4 and tells us the 4 goes.
And provides the economy of travel, which that aids consistency. That's what pool's all about. Anything works some of the time. What gets it done most of the time?
That's right. In engineering, we call that robust.
Oh, okay.
Robust.
I get an education in here. I love having all our different co-commentators on things.
I'll hold this ball. Pretty good.
Yeah, nice kill there. He bent the cue ball backwards with draw to hold it on line so he didn't have to go across the table. He even picked up a little bit of the right angle here. He doesn't have a ton of angle to work with. I think he can just draw straight back.
Straight back. He won't see his stroke go crazy on there, right?
Right. Very still with his head on the delivery. He's asking for the cue ball to be cleaned, I believe. Oh, the 6 ball to be clean. There's the table to be clean. Okay.
Well, that's not chalk on the table because I can tell by the way Kenny put his finger there and grabbed something. I'm going to go with lint.
Okay.
Unless the chalk has lint. 1 rail across. It's interesting that he took a while there as if there was a problem. Doesn't seem like there's a problem, but maybe 8 ball is just a hair higher than we can see. It doesn't look it.
He wanted to work the cue ball back so he wouldn't have to travel the cue ball 2 cushions, but
It was just tracking the wrong way, so he hit it as good as he could without having to go farther, a little bit farther, and suddenly the cue balls go up and down the table. He still may go up and down the table. No, it looks like he can stop this. That's a great angle right there that we see. As you can see, the cue ball was dancing out just a hair to the wrong side, but hit it slow. Should be no problem here.
it's really interesting how they can just, play so precise in terms of gaining every little edge throughout all these shots. Well done there. 6-4 is our score. Chung in front. Aren't you fascinated, Freddie, about how they create that little bit? They look at each thing, because the 8's just 3 inches out of the pocket.
Right.
Most people just hit it any old way. I'll get the 8, and then they're traveling the cue ball up and down. No, he worked harder to get close
Just to
make
get that right angle. You know, a lot of people say that this game is a game of inches, but it's not. It's a game of hairs. You know, and if you're 2 hairs off, it can go quite badly, especially in the side pocket, because now you have to go up table and go 2 rails forward.
I oftentimes liken it to when someone says be precise, and we all accept that we should be more precise, but they never tell you to what dimension. If I say kick a field goal from 35 yards out and it goes through the center of the uprights, and then in slow-mo it's 1 inch off of center,
That's
I
right.
would like to shake your hand that you're the greatest field goal kicker that ever lived in football.
Right.
You come over to the pool table and you ever hit the cue ball and you're 1 inch off, you are now the worst pool player that ever lived. So you could be the best or the worst. The dimension here is much closer to what you're talking about, 1 or 2 hairs or a half a millimeter. And amateurs, they're just trying to hit it around the middle. It could be 5 millimeters off easy, and they would call that punny good. Not to play at this level. No way. And that's what this is.
That's what it takes.
Well, it's what contributes to people not being aware or appreciating what goes on here, is the intricacy of it. 7 ball on the wing now. A dry break.
Dry break. It did conform.
Double J now. He's faced with a tough shot, and he's already been prone to maybe decelerate into a ball to hit it slower like Chung, and now he took that long push out that he knew he couldn't make, and he shot it like he couldn't make it, but he didn't want the other guy to make it. And now he's faced with another one of these Chung-type shots.
Yeah, this is a tester. This is a blood test for Jeremy. He's lost a few games in a row here. He's been sitting down without much to shoot at.
For me, I don't even think about it. I'm going to go 2 cushions with the cue ball down behind the 8 and 4. Once again, an extreme act of cowardice.
Extreme act of cowardice. I like it.
I have no faith in my ability to whistle this past the 8, come around 3 rails. But that does send a message to your opponent if you do succeed.
Yes.
But it also sends a message if you epically fail.
He's powering at this. Low left-hand English, jacked up. Center of the pocket, 2 rails back and forth.
Well, that's
fantastic.
That's a nice message to send right there.
That's right.
I have no fear.
Not backing down. Jeremy has come up dead straight here, so he gave a little bit of a head shake. If he can get an angle, he'll go off 1 rail around the 6. If he can't, it's got to go straight back. You can see right-hand English from here. And you hit on the wrong side of the ball, and you can see it went in. It's a squirt shot.
He made the good opening shot, and then, this
Missed
is
the dead straight in.
Well, it's a testimonial how snug these pockets are. You see where that's hitting? He was coming straight at the pocket, and he hit it with some velocity. It barely left, so he only barely missed to get that. These are championship pockets, and you just cannot get away with that. That would go in on most tables.
Had a discussion with a couple of European pros yesterday about the size of pockets as I was growing up in the Gold Crown 3 era with 5.5-inch pockets, routed shelves. So if it was close, and then I think they had a vacuum cleaner on one side, just pull it all in.
You think, yeah? What was their opinion of the pockets, or did they have one, or were we even talking about that? But if they were, I would like to hear it.
They couldn't believe having over 5-inch pockets. But I'm thinking some of those Europeans played on 5-inch pockets in about 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, those pretentious people.
Wait a second.
Good heavens. Of course they played on. They used to have 6-inch pockets when I went to Europe.
Meanwhile, Chang gets another chance to get a fairly easy out. Balls are wide open. No real problems.
Yeah, he's really been blessed with some additional scoring opportunities that Jeremy hasn't been presented with. And to Chung's credit, he's taken advantage of them.
Sure, and Jeremy handed him this one.
The one rack I enjoyed was when Jeremy pushed out and he back cut that ball in and scrambled through the rack. That was worth the drive from St. Louis to watch that rack.
He's got just a little bit of an angle, so he's going to go 3 rails around here. Why not?
Just floats into position
Very
there. Yeah. Now, this has got just a hint of the wrong angle.
Correct, yeah.
It's interesting. So you either got to power up or you got to go super soft.
I think it just rolls this in. He used inside, followed, came up a little short.
Oh, now
He's asking Kenny to
yes.
clean it.
Feels like he kicked a little bit, grabbed a little more than he thought.
Not quite sure if that really happened or if he just needs to gather his thoughts.
Oh, yeah, right. And
I like the move. Why not?
Well, there's a third component, too. For Americans that are egotistical, we do that to indicate that actually we're perfect and what happened here was out of our control, so we hit it perfect, and look what's happened to me. In this case, he's kind of egoless, so I don't think that was the case.
I think he's skilled enough that something went a little bit awry and wants to make sure that it doesn't go awry again. While Kenny's doing this, it looks like Shane is at the table leading 9-7 over Alex the Lion Agulayan.
Going to back cut to 7.
And I think he's going to put enough stroke on it to get the cue ball all the way to the end rail and back. I see a lot of people trying to just slow roll that and then end up on the wrong side of the 8, back cutting something from an impossible angle.
Yeah.
Underhit that one a little bit, but again, he should be able to take care of this. But I believe he didn't miss a ball earlier like this. It was Jeremy that missed it.
Right, and pro 9-ball players love this angle on the 9-ball as opposed to the same amount of angle the other way.
Right. You get to run this one 2 rails around, get a full stroke going, no fear of scratching.
Right. Well, Chung expands the lead now, 7-4. You ever see a player named Fu Jianbo?
No.
Okay, well, he's a great Asian player.
Another.
Yeah, and tall. But anyway, one time we were doing a broadcast, and he had to fill out his, backstory, and it had what your preferred activities outside of pool were. He listed smoking and gambling. We always marveled and laughed. Everybody else, I work out, I run.
Sure he wasn't
I
American?
like swimming. Yeah. His hobbies were smoking and gambling. So, okay.
Well, you always have to have a goal.
And he is a great player. He's a shot maker of every bit the stature of Chung. So he's a fun guy to watch. And Shane Van Boning on the hill now. 10-8 in front.
Battle of 2 former U.S. Open champions. Or Shane is a 4-time champion. We're in game number 12 here. I know we're on, game number 12. It's 7-4. Chang has found a good spot here. He's been breaking the arrow almost every rack after the first break or second break where he was breaking from the other side of the box.
7-ball on the wing, but he has not been blessed with much fortune.
You're right, he didn't make the 7-ball last time, did he? And came up short again. Maybe that break isn't really working.
Well, the 7 got kissed back in. Tried to wrench his back to get the 1-ball back down there, but it wouldn't come.
One more back bend. Well, a couple more inches.
You can't defy physics. He did not get an engineering degree. I can see that right now. I was thinking he could pull that back. 948 is all he's shooting now. Remarkably high figure.
Well, certainly looks like a safety. Not a two-wayer. the cue ball down table, 6 ball, 4 ball.
Can't go too thin here. You could bump the 9. He was able to get past it. Tried to introduce some blockers here.
Got some distance, but there's a straight shot at it. Don't believe he can bank this ball. The 3 ball looks like it's in the way. Maybe you can just bank it straight back to the end rail of the cue ball, stay there, or stick the cue ball, maybe slide it to the left as he views it, and have the 1 ball go up table. Couple of choices, none of them look particularly pleasing. Banking it 1 rail down, trying to get behind the 9. What a shot.
When that's kind of like what I consider, you got to move both balls a long ways. So if you don't hit that 1 ball just spot on perfect, it's easy to make you look bad from there, And so I really appreciate that shot. That was a great shot. Look at the camera work right up on the 9. Jeremy Jones, that's a killer 1 pocket shot right there.
And he's tucked it nice against the 9, so he's taken away the 1 rail cross side kick. It's either going to be 2 rails or 1 rail the long way, which would be very difficult for a right-hander.
And jacked up over a ball, it'd be hard to get separation. You just have to hope for them to just lodge in such a way that it'd be precarious for your opponent. He's just trying to stave off a foul now.
Right.
Good camera work there.
Long.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a right-hander, jacked up.
And proof of what you're saying, he missed it by 10 inches at least. He didn't even really threaten hitting the 1 ball, and yet it was a good try.
Good opportunity for Jeremy, great safety. Ball in hand, wide open. Should be the tricky part of this rack will be the 8 to the 9. Perfect.
Yeah, he just dragged this back up table, right? And get to the center of the table. I don't think he'll use 2 rails. I think it'll just be a 1 rail position.
1 rail. It's interesting you said that, Mark, because it looks like he's just at that angle where the 2 rails across is a play that you'll see a lot.
If the 4 was just a little closer to the
hair,
rail,
yeah.
it was just a little far away from the rail to be, and he took a little longer position here to get on angle. That's a hallmark of great play.
And again, it's going to be the trickiness of the getting from the 8 to the 9. And what I really mean is to get the angle from the 6 to the 8 so you can get to the 9. Deep drawing this. His form broke down just a hair. Did you see that?
Yep. Yeah, it's shown a couple times earlier too. Jeremy's elbow's in and his wrist is cocked.
He's got, yes, that's right.
Nowhere near as compact as Chung in terms of his technique. It can be just as effective, so it doesn't limit you. It just maybe hampers consistency at points.
And of course, he's been playing like that forever, so he's not going to change anytime soon. And he's gone a little bit long. It's all about making this shot. He's got the right angle. The cue ball will be going the right direction, so he should just cinch this ball.
Yeah, there's just a stun of the cross. You'd let it go whatever speed it is, but make sure you ease the 8 ball into the pocket.
Yeah, the speed of the table should have no problem bringing it across for an easy shot on the 9 ball. Aiming low. Don't know if he needs to. No problem. Professional shot.
That was very nice. Double J. Gonna pull back a game here. This would be for his 5th win.
And that is a big game because he gets there and he's within one. And breaking. Oh, within two and then breaking.
Jeremy Jones now has 5. Good out there.
Shout out to our main sponsors here, Simone's Cloth, Aramith Balls, Diamond Billiard Tables.
Yeah, that's pretty much the Mount Rushmore of top flight pool.
The
They're
trifecta.
throw in prayer to cues and we're all good to go.
I think it's been a while since Jeremy has broken, hasn't it?
And here we got our total performance average provided by Kamui. 55 balls pocketed for Chung, 42 Jones, 932, 808. That's a pretty big disparity.
Yeah, we have 10 errors listed for Jeremy Jones. It doesn't seem like that many, but this is several games in now, 12 games.
Well,
10
and
seems like a lot. And,
the other component, Freddie, is that they're very hard graders. I'm more lenient up here. No, sometimes, Pat with a sign of error, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, Pat. Seriously? I don't mind it, but I'm kind of compassionate towards the player's side. Sometimes there's dilemmas that occur, but what he does do is he unilaterally enforces it.
Sure.
So it's fair that way, but I joke around. I go, you're the Joseph Stalin of Accu-Stats. I'm more like Mother Teresa. 8 ball on the wing. He crushed him, got to the Brooklyn side.
The Brooklyn side.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, remember, he's scratching the other side, so he tried to favor to the left of the pocket, left of the head ball as he viewed it, and he went just a hair too high. Goes back to this idea what you were talking about earlier. If you're off a millimeter breaking from there, that side pocket is in play unless you can hit it hard enough to jump all the way back.
Yeah, it just looms so large. It's a big component of that little bit of area that the cue ball always wants to go to.
Right. And in fact, it's actually, the strange thing is that the more accurate you get in this game breaking, the more chances you have of scratching the side pocket. If he was actually less accurate, he
Yeah.
has no chance of scratching the
Yes.
side pocket, right?
Yes, but it also diminishes your performance results. But yes, I see your point. If you can't hit it very far, you hardly ever go to the water. So.
That's very true.
All right. I'm always marvel at the guys that you see them just park the cue ball right in the center. Like, I know how hard that is because I've tried it a lot. And they just seem to do it effortlessly.
Yeah, the Mike Siegels of the world, the Boom Boom Wade Cranes of the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think modern day players do it even better.
Right.
You look at Shane or Mike DeShane. He's another guy.
They all had to learn from the legends.
Yeah. When Mike DeShane, he's sitting here looking on, I'll just say this. Most interesting, he can break. I have a pretty sophisticated radar gun. And he can get it up in the low 30s, 31, 32. He says it's 36, but I got a pretty expensive radar gun, so whatever. It might be calibrated different somewhere else. But, but when he throttles it down to 29, total control. Everybody else tries to get up to 29, and they do get 29, but their cue ball goes everywhere off the table usually.
Mike DeShane on maybe a non-calibrated speed gun hit 30 miles an hour one-handed.
Wow.
One-handed.
Wow.
Same speed gun got him to that 37, 38.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
even if it was 25.
Yeah, no, exactly right. The pro average is in the low 20s, low to mid 20s. A good league player get around 18, so.
Interesting shot here. He looks like he wants to get around the 5, but he doesn't have the natural angle to do that. And he's got to be able to get an angle to get back up to the 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it fell right in that weird place. Yeah. He's debating it. And you know how this 4-ball enters the pocket. If you accidentally mishit it and hit it a little thick or thin, you can miss inside the pocket here, and that's why the cue ball won't go properly.
So he's trying to kill it off the end rail, check it up, and go around that 5. Well, he went to the inside of the 5. It was that tricky that he had to try to get that on the inside of the 5, which he did.
Yeah, he did it well. He's close range and got a little angle, so he can do all kinds of things from here.
How straight is he?
Oh, he's got enough angle. He can do anything he wants.
So it looks like then he'd just slide up table towards the 7 instead of drawing back, because the side pocket would be in play if he tries to draw it back.
But most likely one rail, right?
One rail.
Yeah.
One rail towards the 7.
Now, he's messed up a couple of these earlier, and then he just has to shoot his way out of it. But looks like his speed's a little strong. Nope. Perfect. Now he can just draw back. Even if he gets straight, he can still follow it ahead on the 7. So the big error here would be to come in way short. Not likely that would happen, but that would be the one area you don't want to mess up on.
Straight back, probably drop, bounce out. Perfect.
I have a radar gun that reads in tenths of a mile per hour, and it's really crucial for pool because when you have a long straight-in stop shot and head string to foot string, okay, so 2 diamonds out of each pocket, straight in along the rail, the pro speed that they hit that stop shot is 7.2 miles per hour down to 6.6. The amateur speed is double digits.
Sure.
So now the pocket opening
don't realize.
is right. It's very telling and very interesting. We know how good of a player you are. Simply let me see your stop shot from there.
Stop shot from here.
Yep.
Or just hit it low and in the natural speed type of shot.
Efren routinely hits a 6.6, and Shane and a lot of the players. But then there was, like Corey Deuel, he'd be up around 8 miles per hour.
All the way up to 8 miles an hour.
Well, and it's not that big of a difference, but it does tighten up that pocket if you graze it. So Efren's pocket is enormous, and then for the poor amateur, his pocket's about half the margin of error that Efren has. And while anything will make it sometimes, who do you think wins at the end of the day when Efren's pocket's 9 inches and the amateur's is 6, So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Everybody likes to use it for braking because that's more fun, but this is way more educational when you use it for the stop shots.
Right, that's pretty interesting. And it would be interesting, Mark, what that natural speed shot actually is. Would it be a 10-mile-an-hour shot, or is it that 7 mile an hour? Probably is 7.
No, yeah, it's going to be lower to do it effectively. You just got to have the stroke to be able to hit the edge of the ball, and that's where the amateur, he hits it higher, so he's got to hit it harder. Quickly conspires against him.
Chang is breaking 8-5.
Extreme left side of the box. Wing ball is reluctant here. Another dry break.
I think he's going to quit that. I'm going to say the conditions must have changed because that ball was going in early and then it stopped doing it. Probably this is third, maybe even the 4th time that corner ball didn't go automatically. Yeah. It did go last time. Got double bumped in. More people walking in, getting a little more humid in here.
And the wear of the cloth on the table. I think that's starting to show up too a little bit. And we're in day 6.
We're getting down to it. One more day.
If you get a chance, walk by these tables and look at the dimension of wear that the breakers have put on this brand new Simonis in just 6 days, But now these tables, mind you, are getting used 20 hours a day too. But
they're all pretty much break from the same two points.
Right. Yeah.
As far out of the box as they can, or to the edge of the box as they can. The mini box.
It's very similar to go to a pro golf tournament and look at the greens. Right. All those guys just absolutely tear them up. After a golf tournament the last, 6 days.
A low right-hand English that Jeremy's using. Not sure why he had to use right-hand English.
Well, he got back there. He has a shot.
It's on the rail.
Is that where he was trying to get? I don't think so, because the right-hand English coming straight back would only compromise accuracy. It wouldn't have helped anything. Or else maybe he felt more confident using it because even Mike Siegel
cutting a hair. Yeah,
Mike Siegel would do it too, but the science of it doesn't really work.
Right.
But anyway, you can learn to do it other ways.
Well, he's got to cozy this one. His 3 balls sitting in the center of the table. 4 balls hanging, so really just has to worry about making this 2 ball.
Yeah, if he could make this and not get lodged up behind the 7, he'd be all good to go.
Head moved, yeah. He leaped at it. Little leaping.
Well, what's Jung got here? Can he?
Position is interesting because he can't draw the ball. Well, I guess he could draw the ball, but then the 7 ball kind of gets in the way. The 3 ball still in the middle of the table, so going forward with the cue ball is going to be getting away from the position.
He may have to manipulate the pocket with soft speed so he can use the long rail, too, to produce an angle that precludes him from scratching. And he's right in that nether region where he's not sure either.
It feels like you just cozy this one in and take your lumps and cut the 3 in the side.
I think that's even the issue, though, to do that. I think he's going to have to hit the long rail to avoid scratching. Soft speed. No, he overcut it and didn't scratch, so he had plenty of room.
He thought he missed.
I like some of his gyrations he does.
He does throw the emotional face once in a while.
Yeah.
He's smiling. He thought he missed it.
Against Shane Van Boening, that never occurred, but he played a spot-on perfect match, too, where this has been a little bit messier.
Hanging ball for the 5 ball. Everybody should practice the hanging ball.
Mm-hmm. 2 cushions around.
Caught it.
Oh, boy. This is,
Oh, he could have been in a lot of trouble there, but
well, I mean, it's nothing like how he played the other night. I mean, he's really running into some struggles here. And, you know, it's telling the fatigue, 6
Sure.
days of this at high pressure, high intensity, and this is an important match, too. This
Sure.
is a winner's bracket.
winner's bracket working to get to the point match on the A side.
That would be the hot seat match. In some cases is what it's called.
Yeah, the winner of this will take on the winner of Jason Shaw and David Alcaide. Alcaide. Spanish name I can never pronounce. And he is behind the 8 and 9 ball.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be frustrated. He may have to. He can maybe go rail first on the 6, and depending upon how thick or thin you land on the scratches and play all the way down table, you can make the 6.
What do you think, Mark? We've just seen some very loose position shots here from Chang, as if it's either the nerves, the situation, or the weather.
I still think it's the focus and the fatigue. I think he's kind of hoping for something and not making it happen like the other day. I think he's kind of jumped it, overcut it.
And this is going to be good for Jeremy, I think. No, it's overrun, so he's got a little bit of a back cut, but Jeremy would rather be doing this than sitting there watching.
What happened was when he jumped it, the ball was hopping, and when you land a little higher than the center axis of the ball, that overcuts it. So it's hard to get that cue ball back flat and settled onto the slate when you're hopping over the edge of that ball quick enough. Speed was off.
Jeremy missed a bad side pocket shot last time. It wasn't easy given the situation, but he really should have made it. And he's fortunate to be back at the table.
Going into the 7.
Oh, this is going to come up perfectly for him. What a nice shot.
Yeah, he deserves that too,
He
because
does.
he had to go in there kind of naked and hope that it would work out and just try to pick a proper speed that would allow, most likely, for this to come out.
He's doing a little bit of a head shake because he's almost straight in on the 7 ball and without much room to work this. Looks like he's got to hit it as much that he can cut and pound it. Get it out of there. Oh, he was able to just draw it straight back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get to play unfettered like that because I'm just happy. That, to me, is a great position. I don't even worry about it. The guys that are all perfectionists about it, they get all weird. For me, I'm delighted. Like, yeah. It's the beauty of that, not imposing all that structure. A big game here for Jeremy. He needed this.
Yeah, and he pumped that ball in with authority, good confidence.
6 for Jones, 8 for Chung.
go back to the beginning of this match where Jeremy had missed that 9 ball and then had to come up cleaner.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick break here as the players have a timeout. Okay, everybody, we are back. Jeremy Jones says he's going to wait a minute and let everybody get settled back in after that big win by Van Boning over Pagulayan.
Yeah, good for him to be able to stop it, slow himself down, sit down.
8-6 is our score.
Yeah.
You know, there's seemingly
asking what this stuff is. Somebody put some hot sauce or something next to his, right on his chair. How
right
strange.
on his chair.
Right on his chair.
That is peculiar. All right, everybody, we're back. Jeremy Jones breaking, trailing 8-6.
8-6 after a timeout. We'll break the action.
He's mishit the break a couple times here.
Mishit it again. At least he didn't scratch this time.
I don't think it's legal, though.
No, not only was it not legal, it just simply was not good. It kind of like the timeout hurt him more than anything else. No push out of possibility here since it was a non-conforming break. Using the 3-point must system here for the break, for those of you who have not have seen before. Balls pocketed and balls that pass into and through the kitchen area. There has to be at least 3 at total. Balls pocketed and balls going into the kitchen. Chang looks like he's just banking this ball out of there. Maybe get behind the 8. I don't think he's going to be trying to bank this in. Safety somewhere down there.
Yeah, it looks like he found
Pretty
the
good.
okay zone.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. A lot of balls to hide behind. Seemed
Yeah.
like he went past entirely too many balls there, but again, there were a lot of balls to get behind.
This looks pretty tough to me. Hit this ball. Jeremy can hit a sliver of it. He just got to go at the 1, hit the edge of the 1, and just try to use speed and clatter into the 5 and hope for the best. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I think you're exactly right. There isn't much going on here. There's no one-rail kick that's easy. If you're kicking at past the 5, you only have half a ball, if that, to kick at, and there's no possibility of going the other way.
He's going to try to kick it this way. How would you feel about just easing the 6 ball up on the 1? And I mean, I know you might fail doing it, but no, I'm just saying.
Right, no, he actually just looked at that, I believe, because there really isn't much else going on here that's easy.
No. You're not likely to come back to the table with anything worse than this, and you might get something slightly better. Kicking it this way is such a small, slim piece here. The likelihood of hitting the 1 versus the 5 or missing the 1 altogether is
We're down to 19 seconds already and hasn't made up his mind. Looks like he may just fire at this ball and rearrange everything. Didn't fire at it.
Oh, nice shot. Yeah. Very nice shot.
He got as good as you could possibly get there, other than getting behind the 2 ball, but that was tremendous, especially given the situation.
Well, now we're going back left-handed just to make sure that I look bad after saying tall players are seldom good left-handed.
That's right.
Very good shot.
I actually went and whispered to him a couple more left-handed shots just for Mark Wilson.
You know, Ronnie O'Sullivan one time finished off a match playing opposite-handed, and his
yeah.
opponent. Do you know this?
Well, I've seen him do it.
Oh, well, he was playing in a world tournament. He got his opponent he was way ahead. And he just beat the guy playing opposite-handed, and the guy said that was really disrespectful. And he said, well, if I would respect you more if you beat me, so you have to earn that respect. Yes. Kind of comical, the 2 different perceptions, but
Ronnie O'Sullivan playing opposite-handed is probably the best opposite-handed. Efren never misses opposite-handed, but I've never seen Efren shoot an entire rack opposite-handed.
Ronnie's phenomenal talent. He's a pro left-handed too. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
I mean, it's not like you got chopped liver there.
Oh,
Yeah, Jeremy kind of lunges at that, trying to make the ball curve sooner.
well, looks like he'll run into the 4 ball, I suppose, and to slow it down. 2 balls sitting in the middle of the table.
Yeah, he thinks that he can cut this in. It's just cue ball control is the issue. Let's take a pretty good thin cut, though, so the cue ball is going to be quite lively when it comes off there.
Yeah.
Trying to billiard into the 4, just like Freddie said.
Maybe that'll miss and going all the way to the table. There's the 4.
Caught the high side of the 4.
Didn't catch as much of it as he needed to, but he was jacked up as if he was thinking they didn't want to catch as much of it. Well, this is going to end up being a tricky rack if he's going to go for a run out here.
Well, he seems to be looking like the 2 passes. So.
Oh, okay. That's from my vantage point. It didn't look like the 7 was way in the way, but now that I look at it again, and there's a sliver between there, maybe half pocket, quarter pocket, just a little bit enough for him to get it in there. I like his eyes on that one. I mean, his eyes were pinpoint, steely eyes, right down the pipe.
Yeah, that's one of the hallmarks of pro and amateur. A lot more energy with their eyes preliminary to shooting the shot. They're even standing up here looking up and down the shot line 2 or 3 times, and then when they enter, they confirm it
Right.
before they...
I think most players that are not professionals, their eyes will flutter back and forth somewhere, not even giving your brain enough time to register what you're looking at.
Yeah, that's just what Jeremy needed there, as Chung
After all that
mechanically
discussion.
broke down. No, he mechanically broke down. He raised up as he was delivering the stick.
Right. And as you were mentioning, he has been doing that in this match, which is uncharacteristic for his play all week. So all week has been so super solid.
Well, Jeremy going opposite-handed.
Did pretty well to get that cue ball out of there. A little jacked up.
Yeah, wasn't the best shot. A lot of other things would have been better because he's kind of jacked up now and long and straight and going to have to just roll it in.
Well,
he should be able to handle it, though.
He shot that one left-handed, so maybe he thought he was going to shoot the next one left-handed.
Oh, go ahead and mock his opponent like Ronnie O'Sullivan. Okay, I see. That would be a psych, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and rob you opposite-handed.
And it looks like, I got to stick to the side of it. It's not really jacked up, but the 8 ball is sitting right in front of him as an optical delusion.
Okay, good. Back in line.
Back in line. Get this in the big part of the position zone. 7 ball will be out of the way. Big part of this position zone, yeah, perfect. I had to say it there a little bit louder just in case the cue ball didn't hear me.
Oh, okay. Brady Behrman, Barry's son, sitting ringside now with his sister Shannon. And for sure, Barry's looking down and smiling with what's transpired here with his U.S. Open.
What a great event, you know. It really celebrates Barry's contribution to the sport.
I agree. Yeah, it's really a shining example of how great the sport can be.
Well, if Jeremy takes care of this game, he'll be down by 1. Don't want to give the commentator jinx, which I don't believe in. Well, of course I do believe in it, but I had to convince myself otherwise.
Yes. Well, just a 9 ball away from being within 1, like you said, and kind of goes back to that Routine 9-ball he missed.
I was about to say that, but then my answer to that is if he had made the routine 9, the whole complexion of the match changes. There's shots he wouldn't have shot, and whatever would have happened would have been completely different. So I think that missing the 9, maybe that made this game closer, this match closer. And here we are.
Yeah. No, you're right.
7 serving 8 coming up.
We all kind of think, oh, but it was just that one thing.
Right.
But you're right.
It's never just the one thing.
No.
Even though I can blame my football team on that one catch that didn't happen.
Chang now at 909, Jeremy at 806 on the total performance average. That's the batting average of pool. 850 is your benchmark for a pro level, 900 world class.
Ken Schumann doing triple duty here, including wiping down the rails.
Polishes up the cue ball, sets it down the break. Jones grabs his break cue, sands it a little bit.
Every time he breaks, he sands it. That thing's going to be a toothpick by the end of the U.S. Open. There it is, 7 serving 8. Flicked his bead. So the last time he broke, it was dry and non-conforming. He has been doing the head ball break, one of the few people. I can see him put a hair right-hand English, so he may go to the cut break now. Which he did. He did a power cut break.
You called it.
Asking for it to be straight in, couldn't ask for anything better. Well, I guess he could have asked for one thing better. He didn't make a ball.
Right.
It's pretty surprising there.
Yeah, he laid into him pretty good, but nothing found the pocket. Chang comes to the table with the
Straight
one
in,
ball,
straight
perfect.
in one.
And nice angle. I mean, that's just the ideal beginning. He would set this up this way if he had ball in hand.
All right. And he's off to the races. He's on the wrong side of this ball. I'd like to get this cue ball towards the 6 ball for that angle, for that 3 ball in the corner. The red ball, the 3 ball. Just punch it out of here.
Mission accomplished.
Yep.
All right. Well, 2 cushions around the 4. Going to play the 4 in the same pocket that he has the 3 in. Wants to get above the 4 so that he doesn't have to deal with the cue ball clattering into the 8 ball.
Exactly. A little more angle. The 5 ball's all the way up table, so I think he came out flatter than he wanted.
One thing, this guy has a powerful stroke too. You know, I've seen him make some shots. So he's got that little compact swing, and it's deceptive because when he needs to reach back and get one, he's got it.
You really didn't have to do much for that. But, you know, to that point, Mark, you know this as well as anybody, when you have a good stroke and good energy transfer, it's amazing how far that ball will go with what seems to be little effort.
Right. Yep. He's requesting that Carl comes out. He's missing his towel. He's lost here. What's up? Found one. Okay. Carl Kantowitz now presiding over this match.
For a few moments. The little ball marker has been getting a lot of use this week, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I employ the chalk cube, but I mean, you can do it this way if you want. Yeah. Or a coin or something. Yeah. This does look more official.
He's just going to make sure he's got an angle so he can get to the 6 ball back up to the 7 ball.
Well, he's going to have to top spin across, I guess, or does he want to try to slow roll it forward and just play it the opposite corner? Maybe just slow roll this.
Slow roll it,
Yeah,
I think. He's so straight in.
he didn't have that much angle. He did go scout out what he wanted, though, and I do appreciate that.
Certainly. Everybody should do that.
These guys just hit the pocket so clean all the
Right.
time.
And the 8-ball goes to either pocket.
Takes a little look, sees where he wants to
Exactly.
get.
Looks like just straight follow.
You don't like to get to the 8-ball and then have a surprise.
Right, and you see so many people doing that. Of course, I've done it myself. I'm sure you've done it a million times yourself, where you sit there and say, why didn't I just look over there? That didn't go before. What made me think it was going to go after? It was an interesting pattern. He almost missed that ball. He used inside English to go 2 rails forward, where it looked like he just cozied that up using follow. Of course, who might question him? He's playing he's nearing the end of this bracket for the winner's side of the U.S. Open. But he did just wipe the ball's feet to get in. And you know, Mark, that works on you. If you go out clean, that's one thing. But if you suddenly get a little bit sloppy and still win, that doesn't mean you have to like it the next time you shoot.
No, that's right.
You get a little bit more shake going on.
Game number 16 to Mr.
Well, I think it's testimonial to how the fatigue of the pressure in the match wears on you, too. Sometimes your decision-making gets a little flawed, and then that's supported by a little sloppier execution.
Yes.
But he's still precise enough that the ball fell in. And I always say you know you're playing good when you almost miss as opposed to you almost made it. Yes.
Almost missed. I
Right.
almost got that.
Dennis Arcolo is downstream practicing now. So he's taking this serious.
He really is taking this serious, and I know why. I know the proof of that is that he's wearing a shirt that should shark everybody in the room.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is so bright yellow that it's almost green.
Well, he works out on the highway in between matches, so
That's right. As the traffic cone, I think.
Game number 17.
All right, Chung, set the break. He's on the hill to get on the hill. That's a big game.
On the hill to get on the hill, I like it. He refuses to move from this spot.
Yeah, I think that was weird, too, because he has not really been performing well on the break.
Yeah.
And he's capable, if he can get a ball in, he can really hurt you.
And that corner ball didn't go again.
That was one of his better contacts on
It
the
was,
ball,
it
though.
was.
It's just completely dry.
Dry.
Huh? Okay. Legal
And
but dry.
Legal but dry, and not a surprise. He's broken the same spot and has not got that corner ball automatically in quite a while.
We all default towards our favorite side, but then you have to have the capacity to switch sides when it's just not working.
Right.
Because I suppose he doesn't. Well, he should feel urgent because Jones only needs 4 games. It's not like it's a foregone conclusion.
This is not a runaway, and if anything from last night showed us, there is no such thing as a safe lead.
Not with pros like this. That's not that big of a lead. You know,
Right.
a
That's
6-7
right.
game lead is not a big lead. That's 2 or 3 innings. If things go right.
Jeremy has his regular jump cue on, even though it doesn't look like he has much to go over. I would have expected him to use the regular cue to jump, unless his tip is too soft.
Well, I think we're going to see another jump shot here.
This one is about 80%, 85% to go in. The viewers must think I'm crazy. Let's see. Good thing about throwing percentages out there, there's always the percentage against. Hedging my bet.
Okay, yes. That will be the aberration if it doesn't go in. Oh.
Well, the 85% came true.
You made a good
But-
call, though. Yeah.
Stuck behind
No, I'd
the
say
4 ball. No jump
He's
shot
got-
here.
No, a distinct underdog now to escape without any further damage.
2 ball is big. but scratches on too. Drink. Well, I said the scratch was on, but I wasn't expecting it that way.
No,
But it was certainly on.
fought its way through, and you're right. He had to expose himself to some risk. Double J comes to the table, ball in hand. Kind of a funny layout here. He may consider playing the 9-ball right now.
Right now,
I think that will be the preferred method.
I think so, because the 3-4 is tied up. You could play a 3-4 carom if you wanted to, but then you'd have to figure out an angle to get back to 5. It's going to make this as straight as possible and shoot straight as possible.
What speed will he choose? You think soft? The problem is if you barely miss it, then it's hanging in the 2-9. So
I also like putting this cue ball much closer to the 2-ball.
me too. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
All right. Well, that cleaned up a messy rack.
Yeah. Get on to the next. Never a doubt.
9-8.
Game number 17 to Mr. Jones. He trails in the match 9 games to 8.
This has been an interesting boxing match here, Mark. Nobody's been really running away with it. A few mistakes here.
Right. Yep. It's and both players have had their moments of brilliance, and both players have had a couple of shots in there that you're saying, what are they doing?
Head shaking.
Is this not the semifinal of the winners bracket? And this has not been an ugly match. I don't mean like that, but sometimes you got to win with your B game.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm sure that Jeremy Jones in particular did not get here playing this type match against the likes of the players he played. He played Strickland, Pagulayan, Duel. Who else on there? Suke. I mean, who's who? The top 32 in the world, really. Daryl Peach. I mean, wow.
The matches that I've seen Jeremy play has been some of the cleanest or some of the best 9-ball here tonight or this week. And like I said, not only he's playing bad, but there's been a few loose shots that haven't been as clean as the rest of his break isn't all that good. Where he was breaking pretty well before.
Well, you can get the timing back too, right in mid-match. Maybe from here on in. Now there's a good break.
Much better break.
Yeah, that's a good break. It's going to be a dry break, but a good break.
Wow.
Illegal break.
What do you mean
Did
they
you make
ran
a
up
ball? Did you make a ball?
No, they ran up and down the table, sir. The 6 hit the back rail right here and went up there. The 7 hit right here and went up there. The 2 went up. No? 3 balls hit the back rail. Legal break, right? You don't know? You can go to the tape if you want. He's going to shoot no
Ball
matter
hit the
what.
rail.
And unfortunately, this goes back to what I said very early in the match, Mark, that we now have to look at, instead of looking at the cue ball as we have been doing, seeing that they could break, we need to put our heads onto our eyes into the kitchen to see if 3 balls passed. Jeremy was very quick to say it, so I'm sure that must have been what had happened.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we'll at some point we'll review this and remember this game at the broadcast.
I mean, a testimonial to complexity of the rules is not your friend. I mean, the people don't even. I'm like you. I was guilty of watching the power on the
The
break
cue ball.
and watching the balls, and I wasn't really watching to see if it was legitimate. I was just watching this. I was amused that nothing was going to go in and a lot of action.
In the end, I think Jeremy's correct that no matter what's going to happen, there's going to be no push-out thoughts anyway, so that's off the table. He's going to play safety or he's going to play the combination. Does pass actually pass the one? No, it doesn't. He plays a carom.
Great shot.
And really, he's just, if there was a riddle to solve, he solved it. Every ball goes now. No issues.
Yeah, that was the great shot right there. That it opened everything up.
Right.
Playing the combination of the 8 into the side, it was iffy, and getting position was awkward. This was a tough shot, but one tough shot was going to open up the entire opportunity to run out this rack and get on the hill.
2 rails playing the 9, flirting with the 7. Flirting so much that he kissed the 7. Do you like drawing this back here, Mark, or do you like going forward?
I think drawing back is because he's got a little more control and a shorter distance of travel with the cue ball. He could do
he's got
either.
an angle anyway.
Right, he could do either. Oh, he's requesting the cue ball be cleaned.
Just need a little more air time on the
Yes.
ball marker. Okay, here we go. Well, the 4 leads to the 5, the 5 easily leads to the 6, and you see the 6 to the 7 was a stop shot.
Yep, everything just like you said. Lay down here, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's pretty obvious. Fully anticipate that the 8 ball will go in the corner pocket.
Yep.
If he gets in trouble at all, he'll play it in the side.
Right.
Good shot there. Work the cue ball nice and close on angle so he can release from the cushion.
Exactly. Worst thing he could have done was stay on the cushion, be shooting the wrong way. Three balls to get on the hill.
Following ahead. Cue ball's nice and close to the 8, so he can even manipulate the pocket a little bit if he wanted to. If he didn't like the angle, otherwise he can just draw back to where the cue ball is presently located. Right. Well, he did better than that. He got even better. Good shot. Perfunctory 9 ball now. Chang has 10. Jeremy Jones 8.
Game number 18 to Mr. Chang. He leads the match 10 games to 8.
926 on the Kamui TPA. It's a pretty nice figure. 809 for Jeremy Jones.
Jeremy is hoping for the dry break or non-conforming.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he breaks from. If he's just going to keep going back to that same place.
I think so at this point.
Looking out in the arena, I see Janet Schimmel. She's formerly of Q-Tech. She used to come to all the tournament. I haven't seen her for a few years.
Yeah, Janet was at the Hall of Fame dinner banquet last night.
Belinda Calhoun sitting in the audience now. She's our newest Hall of Fame inductee.
Hall of Famer, BCA Hall of Famer. You know, she represents that era of great players that slightly before what we see today, the foundation. She was part of the foundation of what we see today for the WPBA. Multi-time champion, world champion, BCA champion.
Yeah.
He's breaking from the same spot. This is his last break, so there's no reason to be experimenting on what's a good break next time, you know. And a ball slid in. I think it was the corner ball.
Four ball, yeah.
It got corralled in.
Good enough. Yeah.
And it was a conforming break. The 1 ball and the 5 ball passed into the kitchen. Looks like he's got a carom. I don't know if he's going to play it.
No, you wouldn't play that. That would be suicidal. Now, you might play a bank.
Bank 2-way.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
There is a double kiss in this, though, if you miss-hit it slightly, and it's also easy to lose a cue ball with this.
Yeah, if the 5 ball wasn't there, the cue ball clearly passes through into the pocket. That's that 1 pocket measurement. Pretty nicely done. Wow, that ball didn't go in. Apparently, look how deep that ball is.
Yeah, he made a great pass at it, and he had a chance to go out here had he succeeded. But it hung up, so Jeremy Jones is blessed with an opportunity here.
Jeremy has the 9-foot shot of a ball that's almost inside the pocket, hiding.
Right, this is not easy to get position from because the 7's in the way. It's hard to go rail first. The cue ball momentum is going slightly the wrong direction. You much prefer to go rail first. That way you don't have to make such either a precise hit the point, or
Right.
Now he's elevating. I'm not sure. I think this is going to take off with topspin and stay on the other end of the table.
Right.
Oh, he went super thin. Okay, so
Probably hit it, like conservatively to make sure it didn't go crazy.
yep, he's even said that to the crowd. At least I didn't get hooked, and that was a consideration.
The conservative shot there.
Now, can he two-cushion the cue ball into the back of the 6 and 3? I guess that's probably the issue. If he wants to go for length, that doesn't work. And I think a 1-pocket player like him, this shot,
2 rails to the 6, just like you said. Yeah, there it is.
not bad, not bad.
And he took away the jump shot too, because the 2 ball could have hung there in front of the side pocket, but it didn't. So there's
Right.
no offensive jump shot.
No, he's forced Jung to kick at a ball that doesn't really go readily.
Right.
Doesn't go in the side. You'd have to play it way down in the corner. Oh, he's got his jump cue out. Okay.
This is
Trick this.
This is a strange jump shot. It's like, what is it, jump bank shot? Because half the ball scratches. The other
Very.
half, the cue ball is just going for a ride.
I want to tell you this. Very unconventional approach to this shot. Yeah,
And he
yeah.
agrees.
He
Definitely
recognizes
agrees.
that's not the time for that shot. That's a jump shot to nothing, and I mean you're going to lose either way. If you
Right.
don't scratch, it's not going anywhere. You're just going to leave them both together on the same half of the table. This is the shot. Now sometimes you can play this 2 cushions and the cue ball comes across the table and get in the clutter, but in so doing, the 2 hits the point in the pocket on the side pocket and bounces across with you. He tried to make it. Okay.
He was unfortunate there that it actually came close to the pocket, because it rattled and got caught there. Had he
Right.
hit it worse than that 2 ball would have been up table. As it is, Double J has pretty much the ideal situation, since the 3 ball doesn't pass into the corner pocket. You just cozy this in and play the 3 ball in the side pocket. That's available for him. I think Jeremy is more looking like, unbelievably, he doesn't have to do anything with this shot. Right?
Yeah. Like, this is weird.
This is weird. How did I get so perfect here?
Be good to see him get out here and make it 10-9, though. That'd be a little more of a contest. I think he's going to do it too.
Interestingly enough, Mark, the way this match has gone, it's come down to failures on the break more than anything else, because if one of them had caught the gear on the break, this wouldn't be a close match.
No, you're right. Yeah, oftentimes we're talking about what did happen. In this particular case, it's what didn't happen
Right.
decided the outcome.
Dry breaks, non-conforming breaks, scratch on the breaks.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
That's really been the difference. Two cushions coming. No, maybe he's drawing.
It seems like he's supposed to go 2 rails here, but you're absolutely right. He's fighting for the angle to make sure he's got an angle to come back for the 8-ball. That's the only thing I can think of there, unless he just wants to make sure he pounds it with confidence instead of rolling it.
Yeah, I mean, he might be feeling a little weak about the
Right.
2 cushion shot. So
This is a shot I call shot number 2 in the bread and butter shots of rotation pool. Every player needs to know this shot. Get a little bit softer than I would have, but he's there. He just got there.
well, the body language does not portray confidence.
No. And that shot might get away from him. No, that's fine.
Yeah, he's back up and out of there. 9-ball now is very routine shot. And our score now, Jones 9, Chung 10.
Game number 19, Mr. Jones. He trails in the match 10 games to 9.
Have you seen any 9-balls on the break this week?
One. I saw one. Shane had finished off a match yesterday with a 9-ball on the break.
I've only seen one as well.
Buffet set up downstairs beside the restaurant tonight, so in addition to the regular menu that will be available, because I know when you leave out here, you're going to be hungry, so keep that in mind as an option, okay?
We also want to make sure and everybody knows that there's a great video viewing room here.
That's
On
right.
the 4th floor. Have you been up there yet, Freddie?
I have not, but they've made that announcement a few times. Instead of trying to clamor around here, you could go there, see the viewing room. They can hear the
It's-
commentary.
Really cool. State of the art. It's just another good component of our tournament here that classes it up.
Chang is on the hill. Jeremy is on the hill to get on the hill.
Quick little hit of sandpaper on Jeremy's brake shaft. Little powder. Word with the crowd.
Rack number 20.
Looking for the gold here.
Jones break.
Okay, he goes to his favorite spot. He's tagged him pretty square. 8-ball in the wing.
Yeah. Oh, the one didn't go in.
And a dry break. And an open layout.
I think Jeremy has forgotten that breaking from the box with a tight rack does not send the ball directly to a pocket, but I think he just wanted to hit him as hard as possible and get something rolling. But it's been dry like that for several times now, so why would that change? On the other hand, he was 1/2 a roll away from that 1-ball dropping.
All right. Now there's some work to be done here. He's going to have to play some good position a couple times in this rack if he's going to get out.
And this one isn't great. But if he doesn't mind shooting this ball and not scratching in the side pocket, which obviously he will not, but the 3 to the 4 is a little tricky. Everything's just a little tricky. You know, I think what's happened here is so many balls ended up in the middle of the table as opposed to closer to the borders. Looks closer to a 10-ball rack. If there was another ball sitting dead in the square in the center, this would be a 10-ball rack.
That's an interesting observation, and I agree. Okay.
Excellent shot.
That changed that dynamic quite a bit. One less ball in the middle of the table, everything open away from the cushion. He's debating how he wants to play position on the 4.
It's interesting, if the cue ball had gone just a little bit shorter, I think he would have already been shooting this shot, but he just went rolling just a little bit more. The standard 2-railer here probably hits the 4.
If the 4 passed the 5, he wouldn't mind that, but it doesn't.
Right.
So
Right.
looks like he's going to play conservative and play the 4 into the side pocket past the 6 ball.
Yeah. And he's kind of nowhere here, 50-yard line.
Very interesting shot now.
I can't imagine he was actually playing for the bank shot. I think he was trying to play behind it and maybe bump it out, or behind it and get position for the corner pocket. But he's almost dead straight in the bank. Like a stop shot bank.
Well, I guess that's what he's down to now.
Right.
He seems content to
He's
play
here.
this. I'm going to be betting the game on this bank.
I think that's the way he's got to look at it. Do you want to win the game here? He makes it, he probably, he's extremely favored to get out. But now it looks like he's trying to cut this ball.
That was his original intention.
Right, I think you're absolutely right.
Now he's going back to the bank. He has expired his 40 seconds, and now he's on his extension. Still has 30 seconds to make up his mind. Bank shot.
It's in the hole.
Very nice. Very nice shot. Isn't pool the most interesting game ever? No, seriously. The
Really?
mental components, the stresses, and then the execution required, and how pretty it is when it's, played at this level.
Well, if you can negotiate this, just slide over for the 6.
I thought he was drawing back. I might. Oh, you're right.
A little bit of a slide. And this ends up being the key shot. Everything was the key shot. This is the key
Yeah.
shot of the moment of this.
Yeah.
This is 4th key shot in this game.
Jeremy Jones needs a misstep. Otherwise, he will have to submit to his fate.
A little bit.
Honest to goodness, I thought he missed that all the way. Did you?
I thought he did also. I was looking right down the path and it looked like it was staying to the left side, but it just caught the face.
That's a dagger in the heart of Jeremy. I think he even thought he missed it.
And really, there was no other way he was going to shoot that ball. He had to kind of slow roll it because the cue ball's coming straight across the table, and one more roll or two, and this wouldn't have looked so pretty, but now it's perfect. Just slow roll this in.
It was struck so wide.
Yeah. We'll get straight.
I must say, he did not look like this at all playing Shane Van Boening the other night. Now, that I know it's a difficult game and everything changes, I'm just saying, but Shane would have won this match.
The mental game is really strong in pool.
Mm-hmm. 2 balls away. This is the key shot, right?
The 6th key shot in this rack. Well, he's dead straight.
Well, this is not the key shot.
This is the case. The case pineapple right here. It's in the hole.
Well done there. Nicely played match. He deserves it and moves on to the winner of the winner's bracket match. Jeremy Jones slips over to the left side of the chart, the B side. And Freddie did a great job. Any closing comments here?
Well, this was a fantastic match. You know, there was no big turning point. It was really slow going because of the break, as we talked about. But both players played a little bit less strong than they have been all week. But get this game out of the way and get this match out of the way and on to the next for both of them.
Well done. We wish to thank all of our sponsors who, like us, believe in the sport. Diamond Pool Tables, Simonis Cloth, Aramouth Balls, and Predator Cues. And we sincerely appreciate all of you for joining us while listening at home. Accu-Stats Statistics brought to you by Kamui. That is our time for this time. Until next time, so long.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the Zero Flex Point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.